Hi, Capricorn Sun and Rising. Welcome to your May 2022 Astro Update. It's Raina here. May is significant for Capricorns because the Aries energy is very strong, even though the Sun has now gone into Taurus as the month begins. On the second of the month, Venus goes into Aries, and Aries for Capricorn is your fourth house of home and family. Now you rule the opposite house, the 10th house of career. So it's kind of funny to see the emphasis in this sector, which is more about your private life and, property itself. There might be something with that because Venus can bring money, and with the fourth house, this could be some kind of profit from real estate, money to be able to buy a home. Maybe you're putting money into beautifying a home, painting it, decorating, getting new furniture. On the 10th, Jupiter goes into this area because Jupiter is going into Aries. And that's significant because Jupiter has a transit of at least a year, 13 months. Venus just stays in a sign for a few weeks, but Jupiter stays in for much longer than that. And it will go back into Pisces. It will go back into your third house later this year. But when it is in Aries, this can be a transit where you get a bigger house or residence. Maybe it's an apartment, maybe whatever, a condo. And it could be luck with real estate. It could be in addition to your household, the expansion angle. Jupiter can also have a connection to money as Venus can. So there's some kind of potential profit to be made from real estate. On the same day, the 10th, Mercury goes retrograde at 4 degrees of Gemini. And this, for you, is your sixth house of work. That could be something with negotiations. I don't know if it would be salary, but maybe more like the type of, yeah, I think it would be more like rethinking what you're doing for a living, rethinking the kind of schedule you have. If you have some kind of a crazy schedule that you just are trying to break free from because you're working long hours, like a lot of Capricorns might be doing. Perhaps it has to do with even just the 9 to 5 grind, that you want to have a little bit more, I don't know, unpredictability. Maybe you have some inner plants in Aquarius that are yearning to be free and not have to do the same old every day. Just to have your freedom to be able to choose your hours. I don't know. Mercury is going to go back into Taurus on the 22nd of the month, and that is a fellow earth sign. And because of this, it's going to go back into your fifth house, which is love and romance. Mercury retrogrades, you might hear from somebody from your past, and that can be a love, or especially when it's in the fifth house, it certainly can be a past love that you hear from. And but anyway, getting back to some of these other things right after that, on the 16th, we have a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Taurus. I mean, at 25 degrees of Scorpio. And this is your 11th house of hopes and wishes. This is also the house of friendships and of gains from your career. So you might see just like a breakthrough with that. Maybe your finances just kind of take a quantum leap. That's always a possibility. This can be really letting go of your social network, perhaps in a very big way. And if so, it might have something to do with other areas of your life that you're trying to explore, and you feel like you want to have more connection with people that share those things. What I usually think of is a spiritual upgrade, and that means that the people that you associate with no longer fit that type of bill. Like if somebody quits drinking and they have drinking buddies, and or they go to parties, gatherings every week, or bars, and they are always socializing with people who drink, and they have to kind of break away from that, and sometimes it's difficult, but a lunar eclipse makes things very easy to just kind of drop. On the 20th, the sun goes into Gemini, and this is that work area, the sixth house. So just making you more of what you already are. This is Virgo's domain. And so it's earth energy. It's very familiar to what it represents. And it just enhances the way that you normally are. On the 24th, Mars goes into Aries. So Mars goes into that fourth house. I definitely can see some of you maybe doing renovations on home with Venus and Mars. More Venus being more of the delicate thing, the painting and the redecorating, and Mars more of the tear down. But it could just get you into high gear, where you're, planning on moving, or just getting a home ready for the market, or something like that. Mars can bring some kind of conflict. So if there's some kind of situation involving property that is not, where you are not on the same page with people, Mars can be your family of origin. So this could be a home that the parents have owned, and there are other siblings who have their own say in whether or not to sell the home or whatever, things like that. But even within your own, if you have a family of your own, there could be conflict. Maybe you want to move and they don't, or vice versa. But Venus and Jupiter are there, so that could balance it out on the positive end if there is some kind of conflict, and restore harmony, especially Venus. On the 28th, Venus goes into Taurus. So Venus goes into that fifth house. That could be romantic with love. And you have, like I said, you have Mercury retrograde. Oh, wow. That could be somebody from your past for sure, that you're rekindling some kind of connection there. Venus in the fifth, given that it can be creativity, can be making money through art that you create, or some kind of creative endeavors as well. And on the 30th, we have a new moon at 9 degrees of Gemini, and this is in that sixth house. So you do have a lot of triggers to that house of work. The new moon is coming at the end of the month, but obviously Mercury has started the retrograde in this house, and now is in the fifth house, and it's going to take until about June 17th or 18th for Mercury to come out of its shadow. It's going direct on June 3rd. So any kind of new beginning with work matters, you probably will be more successful in taking those steps later on in June. I can't say that for sure. If you feel called to take a job offer, for instance, and and there's a certain window of time. Don't use astrology. Don't get caught up in that and say, oh no, I have to wait until the middle of the month, because sometimes opportunities only come at a certain time. And even if something were to go a bit awry, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I was going to say usually, but it's never the end of the world. No matter what happens in life, um, if something doesn't pan out, it doesn't mean that, oh my God, my life is doomed. No. So please use that inner guidance that you have. But I do think that when I just feel like kind of things are funky when the new moon happens during Mercury retrograde. That's just how I personally feel about it. And I prefer to move forward when at least Mercury's direct, which is only like 4 days later. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.